seeing the audience out here today, what we want to talk about is the opportunity that we have right now to think about what is the core function of government. What is government absolutely, positively supposed to do that nobody else can do?
4 panelists on the Texas Public Policy Foundation's Conservative Budget Forum gathered at the Capitol to discuss the looming unbalanced state budget. Their recommendations hinged on the idea that the budget must be balanced with available revenue that the state already has, meaning with cuts to programs, rather than generating additional funding for them by means of higher taxes or fees on citizens. Here are a few of their specific suggestions.
I would recommend that the state pursue a hiring freeze. You could save, I'm told, somewhere upwards of $1 billion by simply not filling empty positions. Let's take a look at either getting rid of or at least not populating in this next budget the Emerging Tech Fund and not populating the Enterprise Fund. Put that $200 million somewhere else.
We need to bring the savings of Medicaid managed care to the entire state of Texas. There are 3 counties that don't have it, and the commissioner has now put a price tag of $1.2 billion. There's definitely savings to the state of Texas, to the taxpayer through the charter school system. We save money because we don't fund them as richly as we do public schools.
Education is the agency receiving the most funding, making up 41.4% of the state budget. As a result of its size and impact in communities across Texas, it was the most scrutinized of its counterparts.
If we're spending over $40 billion in education, and let's look at the fact, and first let me say, I'm not proposing that we're cutting that funding, but that we're redirecting some of that $40 billion into the classroom. And if we have 1 non-teaching staff for every teacher, and most non-teaching staff are making more than teachers, then if we cut that to 3 to 1, 3 teachers for every non-teaching staff, I think we're looking at certainly billions of dollars in savings.
Making extensive cuts will be met with resistance, however. Texas Budget Source met with Dick Levine of the Liberal Center for Public Policy Priorities after the forum to discuss his take on the shortfall.
It's very clear that there's no way to balance the Texas budget with cuts alone. That's why we're advocating a balanced approach to balancing the budget. There's undoubtedly going to be some cuts, and we hope that they are made with an eye to increasing efficiency and eliminating whatever possible waste there's left in the Texas budget, although it's been scrubbed pretty thoroughly session after session.
Until the legislature convenes in January, fiscal pundits and researchers around the state will likely continue recommending specific cuts or ways to come up with new revenue.